My name's Efe. Um, Graduated from ABS in 2017. I started there in 2014. Spent about 3 years there. I was a straight A student for a while, and then I hit seventh and eighth grade, and public school was not for me anymore. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure what it was, but there was a point where I realized that what I was doing was something that I didn't care about, and it was something I was just doing for a grade. And classes just started to get more and more meaningless. Yeah, I was a very sad time in my life because I just didn't find any meaning in what I was doing most of the time, and I needed a change. So I came to ABS. I remember, well, my sister went to ABS before me. I think I took a tour with her the previous year. I remember walking around and being like, this is very weird. But it also felt really sort of homey, like kind of cozy, because it felt like everyone was sort of laid back, like all the kids were having fun. And yeah, the lack of structure really appealed to me at the time. At first, when I first started actually going to the school, it was hard because I was like, I was bored all the time. When you go to school for most of your life, and you're in school for most of the day, and then you spend weekends doing homework, like you don't really have time to find what you're interested in doing. So suddenly I was 14 years old, and someone gave me 8 hours of free time, and I didn't know what to do. But eventually I figured it out. I mean, at first I did what every kid does, and I played a bunch of video games. But then I actually started hanging out with people, and made some really good friends. We would go to the park sometimes. That'd be fun. We got into biking. Sometimes we'd go off campus and go on hikes. Other times we spend time around the school, just like working on random little projects. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I always talk about it, but there was the time that we decided that we as like 14 and 15-year-olds had enough knowledge to build a working trebuchet, which, like, spoiler, we did not. But it was a lot of fun. We worked on it on and off for like a year, just putting it together and seeing what would work. I learned how not to build a trebuchet, but also like how to work through like different problems when you're trying to assemble something, like whether it be physical or whether you're trying to put an event together or anything like that. It's sort of all the same process. Even if it wasn't something that I would consider meaningful, it was something that I wanted to do, or it was something that didn't make me like dread the next day, or it was something that I could do that let me pass the time the way I wanted to, which I guess is what life is all about. So initially, I was really into computers. I have been most of my life, and so I thought I wanted to go into IT. So at first I decided maybe I was going to enroll in college, but I decided that wasn't for me. And then I decided to get a full-time job working as a printer technician. And the job itself was great. I mean, I really liked doing what I was doing, but I really didn't like working in an office environment. And sort of my territory was working in the downtown Denver area, and it was just too busy for me, I think. It wasn't something I really enjoyed, even though I liked the work I was doing, and that was really strange. So I had to leave that job. And then I did a complete pivot, and I started working in the outdoor industry. At first working for Jefferson County Open Space, building fences and things like that. And then I decided to join a conservation corps in California to do trail work. And I think that was one of the best decisions I ever made, because I was really happy. At first, it was just a lot of brushing, which is just like, removing plants from the trail. But then the work got more interesting. I was working with rigging setups, like we're just basically tying a bunch of steel cables to stuff and moving it where you want it to go. We moved like this huge 40-ton redwood tree off of a trail. It took like 3 days, but it was really satisfying when we finished it. I did a bunch of trail construction too in the backcountry, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, just a lot of general trail work like that. Like in any of these types of jobs, what they really want is someone who's going to enjoy the work. There's a lot of people who like accidentally get into this type of thing and they hate it. Like it's not for them, and they don't know what they signed up for. So what they really make sure for when they're hiring someone is that they know that this person is going to like enjoy what they're doing and like give it their all. And I really did enjoy it. I really wanted to do it. I think that's why they hired me. It gave me the knowledge that I could I could pursue what I truly wanted to do, and that was okay. Even though it took me a little while to realize that, and I still thought, even after I graduated, that I had to go out and like make a lot of money and work a full-time job because that's what you do. But then I started thinking back on my AVS experience, and I was like, wait a minute, that's like that's the opposite of what I learned. I don't have to do that. I can do what actually makes me happy. And I think that's how I got to where I am now. I'm gonna go do another conservation corps in April in New Hampshire. I'm really excited for that. Yeah, I'm really grateful that I've landed where I am now instead of somewhere else.